and welcome to today's program. The purpose of this recording is to allow the viewing audience to learn some things about how to choose the right remodeling contractor for their home improvement project. With us is Mr. Scott Hinz of Total Quality Construction Limited. Scott, welcome to the program.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Scott, one of the things I know from just a homeowner's viewpoint is that we're always curious about selecting the right person to do some work for us, whether it be a remodeling project or something like that for our home. What are some of the things people should look for when they're looking to get a reputable company to come in and do the work they want?
There's a few things. I would start with doing their homework and checking references or doing a bit of a background. Find out how long they've been in the business. Find out if they belong to local trade organizations. Try to get some referrals, and not just referrals on remodeling projects, but specific projects that are similar to the ones that they are looking for. And then if you get the opportunity, try to meet with the owner, try to find out, what their values are and what their process looks like. What the schedule looks like, what's the contract look like. I mean, the more research you can do, the better.
And I guess what some of our viewers can do is certainly they'll see maybe signs in the neighborhood, a remodeling job is being done. They might see a sign on the lawn or a truck. That might be a place for them to start. They could take a look at what's going on there and certainly have a conversation with that neighbor if that's possible. But that might be, I guess, another way for them to gather information. But what else can they do?
That's a good start. But similar to what we do when we hire trade partners or suppliers is we want to go out to see some of the projects that they've completed, not projects that they're currently working on, but we want to see the complete project and possibly talk to that owner or customer to see how was your experience, how was the process. We can see the finished product with our eyes, but we want to hear from that customer, and were you happy, truly happy in the end of that project with the people that were on your job site and how they left your job site or your home. And, did they do what they said they were going to do? And in the time, close to the time, we all know right now that supply chains and schedules are tougher to meet today than they have been in the past, but did they get done around the time that they said they were going to get done?
Okay, so I'm hearing you say that is talk to a homeowner who has a project that has been finished and question them about, well, how was the whole process? Was it reasonably on time? How was this contractor? What was it like to work with this contractor? Were they polite? Did they probably leave your home in a good condition each day when they would leave? Did they clean up after themselves during that process? But at the same time, what was it like when they were finished? What were their real concerns? Were they all addressed in that process of that remodeling project? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and to add to that, communication. How was the communication? Because to me, every good construction remodeling project, communication is key. How were you communicated to? Did they adapt to your communication style? Was it enough? Was it not enough? Was it too much? Communication is key.
Absolutely. So communication on a regular basis in the way that person or that party preferred to be communicated to.
Yes, absolutely.
Makes sense. What else should people be looking for when they're looking to get a good remodeler to come in and work on their home project?
Another thing I would do some research on is construction cost, the price of whatever it is, the particular project that they're looking for. the internet is a good avenue for that, but sometimes can be a bit vague. So if you're able to maybe check with friends and family if they've done similar projects in the past, ask them what they paid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or if that opportunity doesn't present itself, talk to the potential contractor that you're about to hire and say, what kind of cost should I be looking at here? I'm not sure. I know I want to invest some money in this project, but what should I be looking at?
Mm-hmm.
And they should be able to give you an idea of the cost that similar projects have cost in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily mean that your project is going to cost this much, but here's a project that was like yours, and this is what it cost.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then by the end of the project, did they honor that cost? If a change or additional work was presented, was it presented uh, in a change order format, which is basically an addendum to your contract? Was it agreed upon by both parties before the work was done, or were you surprised with this large bill when it was all said and done?
Mm.
So that is one that I hear of frequently. Is yes, the project was fine, but um, it went way over budget, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to hear that. So there's ways to cover those costs, those unexpected costs for those unforeseen items if they should occur.
Mm-hmm. Makes
Um,
sense.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then having an idea of what your project should cost, especially right now, things are a little bit more expensive. I'm hearing more and more of not the best contractors out there are just throwing out prices because things are so busy and people are desperate to hire that they're price gouging a bit. So you're going to want to do your research and have some kind of idea on what you
Mm-hmm.
want to spend.
So there is a range in terms of pricing that's certainly attainable. One contractor might give you one price that's really high, or another contractor for similar quality work could be lower, much
Yes,
lower in some cases.
yes, and company size has a lot to do with that too. Some contractors are bigger than others, but
Mm-hmm.
there should still be an average market price for what people should pay for whatever type of project that they're looking for. Um, whether that be a kitchen, a bathroom, an addition, remodeling. I know that we have tracked all of our costs, historical costs from past projects, and we use those costs and stay current with those costs so that we can turn around estimates quicker. So, and I would assume that the good contractors out there do the same thing.
I see. So we should be asking for those types of figures. How much did it cost for a past client of yours, Mr. Remodeler? And what should we expect on this project here? And so really have that communication up front, be very clear on what it's going to cost, at least the range of costs to expect. And that will definitely help prepare that homeowner to be that much more successful in their remodeling project.
Absolutely. And then put it in writing, and don't be
Uh,
afraid of a contractor's lengthy contract. Those contracts should be lengthy with specifications and scope of work.
mhm,
Should really be um, spelling out the detail of what they're getting, what's included in this, what's not included in this,
mhm.
what should we be expecting.
Yeah, that makes sense. So to have it in writing, to really and to review that contract so that they understand it and to know what's included, what's not included, and everything else that goes along with that.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
that sounds great. Well, all right. Oh, Scott, if you could summarize maybe in a few points what our viewers should be looking to do when they're trying to gather information on the right remodeler for their home project.
Just do some research. Just make sure they've been around for a while. If a company's been 10, 20 years in business, they've been through uh, the changes in the market, the changes in the economy. They're aware of what their costs should be. They're aware of the people that they hire should be A players, and they should have a good customer base that would have no issue of giving them an honest referral. So
Mhm.
just do a little bit of research and hire slow. That's all I can say is do your due diligence and do the proper research to make sure that this contractor that you're hiring is legitimate and has your intentions, best intentions at heart.
Excellent. Scott, well said. Well, thank you so much for this interview today. We'll look forward to the next interview that will inform our viewing audience a little bit more about this business of remodeling and how it affects them and how they can do it in a way that they're a happy customer. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.